All right, so we're doing a bunch of changes. We're making trap houses going to be more valuable now. Um, a lot of things you'll need to do other things you'll be doing the trap houses. Cocaine, the growing of cocaine is going to be really opened up like big time to like everyone this next week. Also, there'll be a number like contracts for like drug runs and stuff will be a big thing coming forward. We're also going to change up steel plates from being used to craft weapons because they've become too plentiful. Um, so you'll get the new parts for a lot of these guns to come through higher end contracts, which will be for like coke, meth. So the big indoor meth grows, coke, crystal meth. Those will like ramp up to do like other types of runs that are just not the hard ones that you get with the service coins. So, and with a variety of locations. So it'll give a reason for people to bulk that stuff and sell it en masse for a little bit. Also, we're going to make it so when you die and you respawn at the hospital, this has been abused a lot. When people just respawn from gang conflict or cops calling the EMS, we're going to remove all of your illegal items or PD items whenever you respawn, you force respawn. Meth cooking. Inside, we're going to take a look at how we can fix that up a little bit here with some quick tweaks to make that not as, I guess. Right now, there's no counterplay. That might change though, because PD are finally getting used to the warrant system with streamlined. What do you mean? Why are you dotting that? But yeah, cooking inside right now, you can't really counter too much, right? But that's changing very quickly. The PD are getting a lot more raid heavy, which is a good thing. I want that to be really clear. That's a good thing. Gang rewards for winning the top gang of the week. You'll get things like gun parts, drug items, rear boosting contracts, maybe VIN scratches. Faction rewards will heavily influence the bigger things you can do on the server. Like the faction has a better, the cocaine goes a lot better for the faction that wins the week, basically. So a lot of those things are going to come in to kind of shake things up for a little bit. Also for trap houses, there'll be multiple cards per wipe, so there'll be conflict over it. There'll be like a waiting period while you ready the goods in the trap house, essentially, so people can counter each other. And then multiple cards, obviously, multiple people can go to the trap house. Also, when you go to do the trap house mission, the drop off, you'll get a random gang member from the gang's turf you're going in. Will get a message that's online. So essentially, what will happen is instead of just blasting everyone, something's happening in the area. It gives one random person. So I foresaw me and Smosh Team, when we sat down and talked about the spec, we were like, well, what happens when shit gets dropped in CG's turf? What's going to happen? And I was like, well, with how eager like half those guys are, or ESB, if we dropped the message to every single person in those gangs, it was going to turn into a fucking mess. So we did it to one random person that's online in the gang in that area. We'll get like a little tip off, something's happening in their area. Hunts, they kind of suck at the moment because there's no variety to it. So we're going to up animal spawn significantly in those, make them a little bit more interesting, make people have to think about them. We're also going to add a little surprise like booby traps around that you have to dodge, so it's just not going straight to the thing. Yeah, so pretty much we're doing a lot of stuff just to spice it up for the time being while we get to the next faction update and the prison update, the gym update, and the sport update, which I won't reveal what the sport is at the moment. And new drug also going to be in a new update as well. So we have a lot of stuff on the go. I got a lot on my plate on a good day, my friend. Yeah, we keep busy. We keep busy. We keep busy. I like to, I don't know that there's as active and wide of a dev team at the moment on 5M as the dev team on Prodigy to iterate like changes to spice things up and that type of thing instead of just a couple of new features every like 3 months or whatever. I like to think we're pretty active. There's a lot of stuff we have to get better at and learn, but that's with everything. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. So I do think there's a lot of things we can do better with like our gameplay loops and stuff, which we talk a lot about in the dev team over the last like 2 weeks, where we really need to get better with like the drops, what drops go into what, thinking about where they drop, how they interact with other people. You know, like we need to get a lot better with our game management in terms of like items and all of that, and making things have meaning and not fall off. And yeah, these are all things that we have had a lot of internal conversations about. And these are things I think it's really easy to just like be like, oh, well, let's make new item, comrade. Let's make a new item, and new item goes to build new thing. And that doesn't always work well, because then you forget the old systems, and old systems become irrelevant. Yeah, strip clubs are a bigger conversation that need to be, that really need to be fucking fixed, honestly. Yeah, listen, look for strip clubs to be dealt with. Strip clubs were a really cool concept at the beginning, but it needs to be changed up now. So that shit will get changed up. Uh I thought busking was way too strong too, but then there was an underlying factor with busking with a lot of different people that well, let's just put it this way. It's getting dealt with at the moment. Some people were very sloppy, and now, well, they're going to feel it pretty big. But yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I can look at I have all the busking statistics in front of me, actually. I was looking at them earlier. I can tell you exactly the gangs that and people that benefit the most from busking. It's I have it. I have it right here. I know the people who throw the most. I know the people that, I mean, DJ Mateo is in the top 30 throwing peers of like people that do focus throwing on the entire server. He's 3, 6. Now this is just 2 people, a person throwing to him, right? He has the first one, the second one, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or sorry, 17th, the 20th, the 24th, the 27th, and the 29th. So like just on throwing peers alone, like one guy, Arjun Khan, to him was 3.21%, which is the most any one person has thrown to another, with 1,722 items, bans. And then the next is Katie Monroe to him, which is 2.82%. Then it's Catalina Fuentes, 1.69% to him at 7. Like there's a lot of people here. Like Rick Jam to him was like, this is excessive comparatively to everyone else. And then it's like Brisbane was 3rd, 4th, and 5th, with Noah St. Matt Zahi and Hala Mercy all throwing like big amounts to her. And like, if you think about that, like that's a lot for the top 30 peers of people that have thrown the most to a single person. He makes up, like, when you add it up, it's probably something like, let me tell you, it's 0.65 plus 0.71 plus 0.82 0.87 plus 1.48 plus 1.58 plus 1.69 like that's 15% of all of the top of the, and that's in the top 30 of people that throw, individual people throwing to a single performer. He's in that with 13.83% across the entire server. Like that's fucking insane. And then like gang to gang, it goes first Tenshi Hades, Tenshi to Hades, BSK to BSK, Street Demons to Tenshi. But Tenshi has a lot of artists though. Chang Gang to Chang Gang. Like, are you starting to see the problem here? Tenshi to Tenshi, Hades to Hades, 1 and 2. You know, and then it's BSK to BSK on 4. And then it's CG to CG on 6. And then it's Red Hand to Red Hand and 7. I didn't even know anyone did music in Red Hand. I mean, these might be strippers, actually, too. This probably includes strippers. So, like, you see Golden Tigers to Golden Tigers at 11. Who else is here? It's a lot of gangs throwing to gangs. Like you can kind of see the problem that's hopping in with. That's the problem, real problem with busking. If you look at it, but I can see who the top people throwing on the server are. Like I know who all those people are. Like all of them. I know who all of them are. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. It's pretty insane. Yeah, Mateo has received 26.38% of all busking on the server. Vanya at 3 has done 10%, and Tara has done 20%. Piper Riggs 8%, Bree at 8%, Daphne 5.5, Venus, whoever that is, 4.9, Medina 3.82, Tyrone 3.36, Chloe Deville on Red Hand 2.71, Cassie French, No Gang 1.59. Like you can start to see like Dwayne Flores 1.58, Coral 1.42. Like it just, you look at this and it's just crazy, right? Yeah. I mean, I can tell you how much money it is. It's like almost $10 million, I think, in total. Way more than that. Sorry. I'm just looking here. Yeah, way more than that. Way more. I'd have to I can, like the people who have made the most in busking on the server are busking pay like 1.7 million on the top, 1.7 million on this one, and then it's a huge drop off to 671,000, 593,000, 448,000, 360,000. Like DJ Mateo's made 1 point. Oh no, he's made more than that. He's made 2.4 million. And then it's Tara 1.6, Briz 761,000, 594 on Daphne, 448,000 on Piper. Yeah, it's crazy. In the last 4 months, though, the top one was Sarah Loops' Vanya with 348,000. And then actually Auto Tune Tyrone, because he's been busking more, 225,000 and 220,000 Dante Romano. But yeah, you start to see there is problems with busking, like no doubt, but like it is gangs throwing to gangs is the issue with busking, which is what I've said it from the very beginning. This includes dancers, the receivers. I don't know who of these is a dancer versus not, or no, this is just busking. I can get the strippers as well. Those are pretty outrageous, some of them too. So, but you start to see the problem is that gangs are throwing to gangs, which we've told people not to do, and people say they're not doing it, and they do it anyway. So that is the real problem that we have here. Like, let me get you a good example here. Gang to gang throwing. Like in gang to gang, like inter-gang throwing, there's about 5 million of all busking is people throwing to their own gang. How do you feel about them? I hate that, and we should remove the ability to hold a gun while you're throwing money. Yeah, it's a problem on the server, to be honest with you. So to answer your question, yes, I agree. Like we do need to do something with busking because all the people, but the problem isn't that it's like overtuned. It's the problem that gangs are cleaning to their gangs. And that's becoming the problem. So unless we destroy the ability for people to do that, we have to probably end the way busking is in its current form. Can you bring money runs via car? That will be fun. Yeah, I kind of want to integrate the money runs into businesses so that people have to launder through traditional businesses. That would be good. I don't want to like rob RP from the music industry, but the music industry with the release of the music system and contracts and the ability to get pay for play, I think honestly, yeah, there's a bunch of people that give access to busking. Anyone who tells you any different, full of shit. I looked at, I'm a little upset actually with Meta, if I'm going to be honest, Meta Records, because I saw some of the people from there commenting on YouTube videos saying that they couldn't get busking access and stuff. And now they've taken the RP route of asking me in character as of tonight. But seeing stuff like that is just very frustrating for me because Yeah, people spread false narratives, and you guys come in and you ask those questions from people on the server. I don't know why people on the server are replying to YouTube comments. It's very strange to me. Like, if there's anything I can tell people who come to play on the server, like, don't don't do that stuff. You know, like, we have like a pretty responsive staff team, and I've been pretty good about enabling people who need it and ask the right way. And so is a lot of our staff. So when people do that type of stuff, like, more likely to not get it, to be honest with you. But yeah, the type of behavior, like playing to like the viewer base and trying to curry favor and Twitch chats and stuff, I'm less likely to do anything for you. If I was to give any cautionary advice to anyone, I'd rather give it to people who do things the right way, are calm, patient, do the role play. I'm much more willing to help those people. Um, but yeah, just some advice out there. Not to shit on people, but like, it's just something I've been seeing people warring in YouTube comments, or like the guy who people said had an AI song, like posting shit on YouTube and then replying to YouTube comments and then talking in meta chats. You know, the stuff like that is not a good look. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be currying favor to people in meta chats and shit like that as a role player. The only time I go in meta chats anymore is to like ask feedback for like lore kebun, or to find out something about a report as an, admin that I need to figure out, because it gets talked about there and it's easy to find a link. But like, if you're a normal player on a roleplay server, you should probably chill with that stuff, because you don't owe anyone those answers. And if you don't stream, you absolutely don't know anyone those answers, because it doesn't really matter. I love how you called Ricky on his cell phone when he had popped the other day. Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny, wasn't it? That was pretty funny. I was talking with Ott, and he thought that breaking in houses just sucks because you can just wipe groups. Wanted your thoughts. Yeah, I'm not sure why we went the way we did. At least with the old gang system, we changed it up a little bit, where you had to like queue to get someone. Um, yeah, I mean, I do agree with you, Aston. It is possible that you can wipe people pretty easily at the moment. It is something that I am looking at. I have seen it. I've seen it, and I do see some shitlordy groups starting to do it. Will breaches ever come back? I think they were so PvP heavy and encouraged an easy raid, but I mean, they're easy now. So, but people only do it in role play now, which will change now that it's becoming a conversation. Yeah. But yeah, I used to be, what we used to do back in the day is you'd go buy a business, and then you'd launder stuff through the business. If you launder too much, the police would get alerted. Something with that, but like more advanced, and for 2025 would be something I would look at, to be honest, to give businesses more purpose. If you wanted to launder things, you can do stuff. Who wiped you, Aston, if you don't mind me asking? Any changes coming to meth, since it's pretty useless right now? Yeah, I just talked about it. Meth will be a major precursor to pushing towards other things. And meth is not useless. I think that's not a good statement. A lot of people do. I looked at the amount of people still cooking meth out in the world and stuff, and a lot of people are still doing that. And meth is meth. Meth does meth. No, meth reduces damage you take. Just to be clear, like, it reduces damage that you take. It's pretty useful. CJ broke BMF. Do you mean Blank County Mafia? Maybe. Who's BMF? Could there be a possibility of allowing police access to subpoena business books and allow them to build a proper case? What? What does that even mean? Business books? They can, by subpoenaing the bank records. They have that ability. Oh, it wasn't me. And Ott was talking to his chat about CG and ESB Hades. I don't know anything about that. Oh, BCM got wiped? Interesting. I haven't heard they got wiped. Everyone forget about, I saw BCM destroy CG. Like, I watched it before the stream. I was in spectate watching Nikki's get shot down. Nikki's Miyasu, and I think it was London all get shot down, which is Vile, right? So, which the cops handled that situation right. Nikki's did not get done dirty. Get real. I don't know, man. Like, oh, from a head pop? Okay. Well, Nikki's had gone back to a scene, from what I saw from Spectate, multiple times with a PD rifle shooting across PD cars at a fucking BCM. So like, I think overstaying got Nikki's done dirty, honestly, and shooting like her and Carmela. I literally watched her and Carmela shooting a PD assault rifles. I'm pretty sure both of them had PD assault rifles. I could be wrong. And all the police were around the body of Nyasu, and they were shooting over the police to shoot the fucking to shoot at BCM. And I was watching it, and I was like, "Well, that's ballsy. That's ballsy to say the least." But yeah, like I was just waiting for them to get shot down because ZB was there on his cop, and like the BCM for some reason just kept going back to try to rob. I think it was Nyasu maybe, and ZB got out like 3 times saying he was going to shoot them, and they kept going back. And I was there and I was thinking, like, are you guys brain dead? Like, what are you doing? Like, you got to get out of there. Like, the cops warned you like 4 different times. You come back 4 different times. Yeah, ZB could have shot that guy like 15 times. Good on ZB though. Like, ZB handled that right. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. What did you say? Something. No, not women, am I right? That's fucked up. We're in 2025 and in 5M, which is one of the most played live services in the world. Okay. And there are so many women that could literally fucking demolish half the men that play on this fucking server. Hey, I see the statistics and I'm just telling you, half the women that I know can body the majority of men that play on our server. Just saying. Can't be bringing that energy here. Any other questions before we get in? What are the other big topics of the week that we had? PD, anything on PD? Is the automatic maintenance fee payments being looked into? We repoed a number of houses where people hadn't paid their maintenance fees for a number of months. So, boo-hoo. Thoughts on people being on the server and interacting with other streamers in chat? They shouldn't do it. I think there's like 2 people that have a license to do it. It's me when I'm fucking with CG, and that's about it. And maybe an admin when they're doing story shit or trying to help people. I wish a woman would body me too, Sag. You know what, Joe Mac? I hope that for you. If that's your dream, I hope you get your dream. Okay? CG would be a mess without Ellie. I have no idea in what context you mean there. I think they'd be fine. To be honest, they've functioned for so many years without having anyone mother them, or what you're implying. PD needs some investigative. Not that she's not a huge benefit to them, but like just saying, like I don't think anyone. I think Kevin, Ramee, and Shotz in a dream would be fine on a daily basis without anyone else around them. PD needs some investigative cops. There seem to be very minimal investigations going on. I mean, I don't know, dude. I think the raids that happened the last 2 days, that disagrees with you. Yeah, lots of girls clutch up fights. There's some badass fucking women that play 5M and stream and create content on 5M, to be honest. Like, I don't know where that narrative comes from or implication. Maybe try a request system for which group wants to breach another house. No. That gets too silly and out of RP. We need to make it in RP. We just need to make it harder to breach people, I think. I remember Smack saying something along the lines of eardrops coming. Is this confirmed? I don't want to get into like I've designed mechanics around that. And I've spec'd them all out. I don't think what you mean in eardrops and what I'm talking about is the same thing though. Do you think gang wars spread too far from one area that cops should get involved? Spread too far from one area, cops should just get. Yeah, I do, and I've shared the same opinion with Kevin and Ramee, and I've talked to Zakid and them about it since the day at the frigid shootout. That I do think that the cops have to get involved when it spreads so far. Like they have no choice because it gets too confusing. Have you seen the PD bus from the past 2 days? I indeed have. Everyone is just as good as each other, has the same opportunity. 1068 Casino. I have it. I just haven't had time to go and role play it out with them. Can BD Hot Pursuit to KO now? Nope, not at the moment. Lockdown houses for raids. Is there a time frame to lock someone out? Yep, 12 hours. I told him today. I said, don't go fucking. This is for immediate raids. You can't leave someone for days. Can't leave someone past 12 hours. So it's well clear with them. Gang clothing's been out. I have certain gangs get me back their mock-ups. MC cuts are in. We've been giving them out. Thoughts on Pred for Chief? I think if I wanted to import someone as the chief after less than a month of the being on the server, I would have did that already. And I think that Pred has a lot to learn about our police department, about Prodigy. I think Pred has a lot to learn about what we want to get out of our police department. I think he needs to learn our SOPs inside and out. And I think he needs to learn how we want to do things as Prodigy in the community. And I think that anyone who's going to be chief should learn all of those things. And Pred has not been here long enough to learn all of those things. And he certainly hasn't hit me up to learn them. So my thoughts on Pred for Chief are that that's not happening. And I've already shut it down. I remember Smack saying something, nothing against him, by the way. It's just like all of those requirements I think are very reasonable for our server. There's nothing against him. No shade at all, to be clear also. Because I like Kyle, actually. In fact, he lives near me. And I think he was hanging out in his pool the other day when I talked to him. And I told him, I think we were talking about getting a beer or something. So actually, absolutely no problems with Kyle, might I add. Anything about people going to AU shift to get tickets dropped because the officers can't show up at the time? That's shit, and that probably shouldn't be happening. If that is happening, change SOPs so after third car swaps can shoot 2 tires out. No. Any update on Junior getting the THC headquarters in place? No. That would require me to know about it. The complete reset of Street Brats is a little too much. They'll probably leave the server. The complete reset of Street Brats. You mean the guys who said that they wanted that to happen and were good with it? Because that was what I was told before any of it was granted. And groups that do this type of stuff were more likely to give stuff to, just to be clear. What do you think about LSPD ordering the Rangers around? Hutch went off on the commissioner. Hutch went off on the commissioner. Did he? I have not even seen that. Anyone have a clip? Whippy has been killing it. 3K meth is not a small thing. Yeah, I mean, they deserve to get hit with that. I'm sorry. Like, the Street Brats, from what I heard, that huge meth operation, that needed to happen. I think now the cops are getting out of hand, though. I think, like, they just focused this all day just trying to get the raid, and their warrants were fucking dog shit. How do you think the LSPD will deal with the chief stepping down? Marvin Carrot. I mean, I talked to Glitchy and asked him if he was stepping down. This was on it was on July 10th. The day is the 12th. And he told me that he thought about it and he doesn't plan on retiring him suddenly. And it's going to be a while. So I think everyone's overstating all of this. There's so many investigations that people just don't see because they're not streamed, to be fair. Yeah, and I mean, people just need to have some faith in the system. Ari is a demon. She was just focused on other pretty so far. And I don't know what that's do anything. The raids have been fun to watch. Breaching needs to have an RP sense. I mean, a lot of things need to have RP sense, but I think we're past the part in 2025 GTA roleplay where people have stopped caring about that and they want cool mechanics to be able to do their conflict. And the RP has to come in between it. But listen, I'm trying to fight the good fight to make RP a thing that you need to do on a fucking roleplay server. But the reality is that most people want a cool mechanic and they want to be able to have these conflict avenues. And that's the reality. So Project RP is still a thing, and that's where I will save my super serious RP views for. I'm saying why would cops? Okay, this is the disparity of GTA roleplay in general. I just want to talk about this for a second, okay? And one thing people say, we need to have RP to have raids. And then the next thing I have a guy telling me that 3 car swaps, PD should be able to shoot tires out because it's just like, it's like we need RP. And then it's the complete opposite of it. Let's shoot people. Okay, bro. So as I know, only like 3 people are good enough to lockpick houses. That's possible, but there's some people that mastered it. It's an I win button. So we have to look at it. Will realtors have the ability to use a command to clock in at some point? No, I'm not doing it. Like it's realtors can go clock in at the place. I don't know why everyone's so lazy in roleplay. I just don't get it. Just go to the place, clock in. Just curious on the storms going out to Kyle. Seems like there's a lot of issues with storms not going away. It takes 25 seconds for it to go away. But we've been talking to people about the storm and other ways to do it. Is there any way because the island loads in and loads out, because unless you just want to see an island just appear in front of you suddenly, it doesn't make much sense to do it the way you guys are asking. Is there any thought about making cuff shackle ankles immediately to slow down the SPS from south? Is there any thought about, can we, south probably needs to slow it down again with how crazy he's going. Are people still supposed to have amnesia after they go down? I feel like I've never seen people RP that aspect. I mean, there's circumstances to that, but yes, people should be doing that, and people aren't reporting it, but the people that do get reported are getting told about it. Since people have been lock picking houses with only one person awake to prevent it, wouldn't it be more convenient to bring back breaches at that point so at least the party has a chance to defend? I mean, we also could put an active number requirement for houses. Thoughts on a rule coming in for when people are in cuffs and people try to save as it gets very messy and awkward? Well, I mean, we've implemented a million mechanics on the cuffs, so unless we just hard cuff people by the ankles and as soon as they're handcuffed, I don't know what else to do. The reality of the situation is that Kula Wilson, thanks so much for the 5 to get to subs, is that criminals don't want that to happen. It's so restrictive and impossible to get away that the only reason we're putting that in is for people like South or CG. And at that point, it ruins the experience for every other player on the server. I'm not. Soul Kefs is trying to drive more RP through farming, distributing food to all the restaurants. I have not seen that, but that's cool if they are. Is Medi coming back? I fucking don't know, to be honest. I have not talked to him. He's not reached out to me if he is, but I have heard rumors through chats and stuff. But also, Medi's like a notorious baiter, so I don't know, for real. I want to say thank you for creating and maintaining the server. Thanks. Appreciate you, dude. Thoughts on a rule coming in for when people are in cuffs and people try to save No, I'm not putting in a rule for that. We'll be mechanic based if we do anything. I want to know who's the biggest gambling nerve on the server, who's lost the most. Ramee. And Croc locked a guy into one of the safe houses while he was trying to clean. Oh, that is funny. Yeah, I saw Kay on Richardson. What else do we have here? Thoughts on a rule coming when people blah, 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 blah. Can or will the prison get more? Yeah, we're doing a full prison update, dude. It'll be here in 2 weeks or less. I don't know, when you get cuffed 95, that is instantly walking out in traffic kind of makes sense for their own safety to make them stay put in RP sense. I've had some experience with KO staying and loading in. Got it. Yeah, I'm aware of all these bug reports with Kyo. Excited to see Murphy and Prod. I mean, if he shows up, I mean, the guy has been whitelisted and had prio forever, and I haven't seen him on here. So, you know, people get used to, like, and they're part of a community. It's a little deeper than that for some people just coming over and playing on a server, you know. It's about a sense of community and belonging, and you know, for some people it's more difficult to come and just pick up and try a whole new server like that. So that's the, yeah, I'm not the commissioner anymore. I am not. Yeah, I think there are more plans for the factions that you'll see in the next week and ramping up. The factions thing will turn into a much more heated thing now, and they'll become very valued to be part of a faction. You also see people getting kicked out of factions. There's a lot of people, especially in the mob, that have definitely paved themselves to being put out the door, and same with the cartel and syndicate. And I think you're going to see a lot of that in the faction war kind of heat up a lot more now. So you'll see that in the coming week, and then we have a new season with factions and stuff the next month. So you'll see a lot of stuff start to heat up now. Who is complain rule daily? What are you saying? Can you touch on the turf numbers? Yeah, I mean, it's very well worded on the website. And I don't know why people don't fucking read. This is a constant problem that we have on the server is people don't want to read the rules. I think it's just a problem with this day and age. Turf or property. There is a small area of section, a small set of buildings or an interior that you have sufficiently RP'd with tags, RP, or government acknowledgement. This does not include large areas or regions. You can claim all of Little Soul for defenders' rights, only a small portion. If you are attacked on your turf or property, and you have more than 5 people on your turf or property, your gang group may defend yourselves. However, you may not allow people who are not on your turf at the time of the attack to engage over the numbers limit. You may not lead a conflict to your turf to circumvent numbers limits. Are you going to ask me, did South break the numbers rules by turning back to his block and then leading people to his turf? Yes, he did. Are you going to ask me if BCM broke the turf rule 2 days ago when they're fighting with CG? Yes, they did. Did I ban anyone for it? Am I going to? No. Am I going to coach them? And have I already reached out to people for it? Yes, I have. Because I know that's why it's being brought up. It's for those two things.